10 amazing castles in Europe you've probably never heard of. When you think of Europe and the word castle, several famous castles are bound to come to mind. These renowned fortresses are more prevalent than ever before because of the rise of social media. Neuschwanstein, near Munich, Germany, is said to have served as inspiration for Walt Disney's Cinderella Castle, which is perhaps the most well-known castle in the world. In addition, the British royal family and their many reigns have made Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle famous in England. There is the extravagant Versailles Palace in Paris, or there is Kronborg Castle in Denmark, where Shakespeare wrote Hamlet. Nonetheless, there are European palaces other than Neuschwanstein and Versailles. Unique castles and secluded treasures can be found all over Europe. With little exertion, you'll find Goliath posts approaching over old towns, lavish delights concealed in the mountains, ruins on the coast, antiquated fortresses adjusted on the edge of bluffs, and that's just the beginning. You'll be unable to find one that doesn't make you excited, whether you like to see from a far distance, from a climbing way, from the inward patio, from a boat, or just from your own 2 feet. We look at 10 castles in both well-known castle destinations like Germany and Ireland and less well-known ones like Montenegro and Slovenia that will have you planning your own fairy tale ending, or at least your next trip to these magical places. 10 Pelis Castle, Romania. Pelis Palace, high in the Carpathian Mountains, is by all accounts right from the pages of a fantasy. It's a cheerful and unexpected shock to happen upon this elaborate excellence in the far-off woods, a long way from any huge urban communities. The King of Romania, Carol I, left the land for the construction of the castle in 1873 after falling in love with the area. The castle was built in 10 years and was immediately regarded as one of Europe's most modern due to its amenities. Additional work on the castle continued until 1914. Today, you can tour the beautifully preserved interior, look for the spiral staircase, and the smaller hunting lodge that's close by, Palliser Castle. Alternately, you could simply stare at Pelis and imagine yourself using it as a fortress to fight vampires. Or on the other hand, is that just me? 9 Spies Castle, Slovakia. However, Slovakia is well worth a visit. The history and landscape are quintessential Central Europe, and Spies Castle adds to this charm. Spies has occupied the top of a hill above a small village since the 12th century and has been used as a defensive stronghold and as an upper-class courtier destination at various points in history, giving it both a decorative and defensive air. 2. The castle is in ruins now, but many sections have been preserved as a museum. Old, awesome, and in a spot you would never think to venture, it's only for those in the know. 8 Český Krumlov Castle, Czechia. Český Krumlov Castle, located in the south of Czechia, has been featured in a number of films for good reason, despite the fact that it is not nearly as well known as its big sister to the north, Prague Castle. The special pink pinnacle enjoys some real success over the Vltava waterway and the strangely enchanting town of Český Krumlov. Český Krumlov is a picturesque medieval village on the same river that runs through Prague. It is beautifully preserved. This hamlet's crown jewel is its castle, whose distinctive pink tower can be seen all over the countryside. Be sure to spot the bears that live in the castle moat when you go there. 7 Karlsten Castle, Czechia. Who realized Czechia had such countless astonishing palaces? Visit Karlsten Castle, a short train ride from Prague, for a true medieval experience. 4. With its Gothic architecture and black roof, Karlsten towers over the flat farmlands well before you arrive. It will keep on approaching over you as you clear your path through the little town beneath from the train station. The palace plans to ship you back to the archaic days, through food, the arrangement of the palace, and the antiquities in plain view. Explore the ancient courtyard and battlements, where you can sample a variety of sausages, and look for a blacksmith practicing his age-old trade. 6. Predjama Castle, Slovenia. Predjama Castle is a castle in Slovenia that is built into a cave on the side of a cliff. It is probably one of the most unique castles in the world. It is about an hour south of the capital, Ljubljana. Truth be told, in a cavern. As if that wasn't enough, the famous Slovene Robin Hood, Erasmus Luger, also known as Erasmus of Lug, lived and died here. 5. He was able to evade the Holy Roman Emperor for so long because he had a series of secret passageways that led through the cave where the castle was built. In point of fact, according to legend, he was only defeated while he was on the toilet because he was betrayed. In the event that this story directly from Round of High Positions doesn't motivate you to visit, remember that in 1991, treasure was found on the palace grounds also. A castle built into the side of a cliff, hidden treasure, secret passageways, and a robber baron. The Predjama Castle is truly a legend. 5. Bled Castle, Slovenia. Because of its breathtaking beauty, Slovenia's Lake Bled is gaining international attention. The Alpine Lake's crystal-clear waters, rich history, resort-like atmosphere, well-known island church, and castle are all reasons to visit. While the island in the lake with its Going with Chapel is more famous as an image of lake drained and Slovenia itself, drained palace, overshadowing the lake on a close-by bluff, is similarly shocking. The dramatic backdrop of the Julian Alps is provided by Bled Castle, which towers over the glacial lake. Presumed to be the most seasoned palace in Slovenia, dating from essentially the year 1011, the palace today holds occasions like weddings and significant political gatherings and flaunts an eatery, wine basement, gallery, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. The most awesome aspect? The castle itself offers a unique vantage point from which to view the lake and surrounding mountains, and the views are absolutely stunning. For Castle Stalker, Scotland. Scotland is somewhere else brimming with totally famous palaces. While large numbers of these merit a visit, like Eilean Donan in the High Countries, the ones that you coincidentally find out of the blue appear to be significantly more supernatural. One of these places is Castle Stalker, which is on an island in Loch Lake. A stunning backdrop of mountains and the highlands can be seen behind the tiny tower, which is situated on a small island in a typical Scottish loch. The small tower keep has been housed in Loch Lake, near Oban on Scotland's west coast, since 1320. Palace Stalker has a long and changed history and has gone through the hands of numerous strong Scottish tribes, for example, the Stuarts and Campbells. 7. Today, Palace Stalker is exclusive and hard to visit, however you can look at it from the shore any season. In spite of the fact that Palace Stalker might appear hard to reach, it is obviously arranged in the locale of Argyll between numerous other notable Scottish objections. 3. San Giovanni Castle, Montenegro. In Montenegro, San Giovanni Castle, also known as St. John's Castle, is high above Kotar Bay and the charming old town of Kotar itself. Since Byzantine times, San Giovanni has served as a fort and has a long and interesting history. The castle has been occupied during World War II, survived several earthquakes, was bombed by British forces, and has known Venetian conquerors. Today, San Giovanni is important for the more noteworthy Kotar strongholds, which stretch out down into the city walls of Old Kotar itself. In 1979, the fortifications were designated as a UNESCO site. The climb up to the palace is troublesome, yet the perspectives from the top over Kotar, the inlet, and the shocking Montenegrin mountains are certainly worth each step. 2. Ballinskelligs Castle, Ireland. Everywhere you look in Ireland, there seems to be a stunning view, a charming cottage, or, best of all, an ancient ruin. Ballinskelligs Castle, also known as McCarthy Moor Tower, is another of these ruins. The setting makes it much more amazing. Ballinskellig's royal residence lies in the Ballinskellig Strait and is simply really accessible when the tide is out, regardless of the way that it is obvious from Ballinskellig's seaside. A castle with pirates and the splendor of the Irish coast should be on your bucket list. The tower is said to have been built as a stronghold to protect the Irish coast from pirates. 9. The castle is also on the Ring of Kerry, which is said to be one of the most beautiful routes in the world. 1. Eger Castle, Hungary. The town of Eger in Hungary is tucked away in the Valley of Beautiful Women. From Budapest, the Hungarian capital, it is only a 2-hour train ride to Eger. Even though Eger isn't well known outside of Hungary, the city and castle have a lot of history. The storied location of the famous eponymous siege, which took place in 1552 and saw the Hungarians stop the Ottomans from advancing, is Eger Castle. 10. The month-long siege, which was ultimately unsuccessful, prevented the Ottomans from advancing again for approximately 50 years. Legend says that when the Ottomans escaped, they told stories of the Hungarians and their solidarity, which they accepted was because of the Hungarian custom of drinking bull's blood for additional energy and power. This bull's blood was actually red wine from the region that is still known as Égri Bykaver today. From the charming little square, a short hike to the castle provides a view of the city and valley. After touring the castle, head to the valley's famous wine cellars to sample Égri Bykaver and a variety of other fresh local wines directly from the vineyard. Cellar hopping. It's a new way to taste wine. If you love this video, please subscribe to the channel to receive the earliest notification of the next videos. Click the like and share button to spread this video to everyone. And please take a look at the video description to support us. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.